Hi, my name is Oscar Warmerdam. I'm CEO of Sempergreen USA, a proud member of the Sempergreen family since 2008. Been 15 years now. Actually, it's been an extremely interesting 15 years. We started with a copy paste of a European way of doing things with green roofs that turned out to be a little bit more complicated here stateside. Weather is dramatically different. It's hotter. Humidity is a lot higher much of the year, and plants overall just don't seem to be as happy as they are in the European climate. What's the main difference between Europe and the US? In the US, people are not as environmentally involved, let's say, as Europeans are. Europeans want to green for the sake of greening, and that's great, and that market is exploding. Here in the US, there's a boardroom that is also looking at a checkbook, and it says, like, hey, how much is that green roof going to cost us, and is there really a bang for our buck? So in the US, most successful green roof regions are driven by policy, and we want to change that. This laboratory that's actually behind us is actually justifying the benefits of a green roof in real dollars and cents. So, because that's what it takes here in the US, you know, the dollar talks, and if we can provide a return on investment for a green roof, we can accelerate that adoption of green roofs much, much faster than just policy otherwise would. So, imagine this. In 2007, somebody from Holland, Corné, contacted us through a Dutch embassy and said, like, hey, I'm looking for a grower in the United States that can grow green roofs. And first time I heard that, I thought, like, no way. Thinking about Birkenstocks and tree huggers, and I thought, that's not my cup of tea. But then Corné and I, we went to a trade show about 6 months later. It was a sustainability show, and that show was overwhelmed with interest and visitors. It ran out of food by 11 o'clock. There were big, long lines for every green roof trade show booth. And I was just completely wrong about just being a tree hugger industry. There's actually a very fascinating, very promising category potentially, and that's what made us decide to go into green roofs.
My name is Dick Bernauer. I'm one of 3 partners of Sempergreen North America. I just celebrated my 15th anniversary with the company, and we have a long history of good stories, struggling stories, funny stories. It's been an absolute blast to be part of this team and helping to make the world, North America, a really good place. Actually, I can remember one of our biggest projects. The first big project that we landed is the Target Center in Minneapolis, a big basketball stadium. And we got the order, so Oscar, Richard, and I were celebrating. And then about half hour later, we were told that we didn't have the project. But we already celebrated anyway, so we had a good night. Then probably a week or 2 weeks later, we got it back again, and we got to celebrate again. So that was about 123,000 square feet on top of the basketball stadium in Minneapolis. A very lightweight structure, existing building. And after that, the project resume kind of snowballed where first the history of so many projects that we completed in Europe didn't carry a lot of weight in North America because, that's so far away, it's a different climate, a different industry. But after we landed our first big project in Minneapolis, we were the experts, and that was the start of the beginning of many projects in Minneapolis, in Chicago, in New York, in DC, Seattle, kind of everywhere around North America. Super rough start where everybody loved it and nobody wanted to buy it, to where we're shipping projects to multiple cities every week.
Hey, my name is Rich. I'm operations manager for Sempergreen USA. We're located in Culpeper, Virginia. I've been with the organization for 15 plus years, so pretty much since day one. Let me show you our Culpeper, Virginia facility real quick. We have about 135 acres of space here to grow sedum mixed blankets. We have a facility in British Columbia, Canada, and Ontario, Canada as well. Those 2 Canadian facilities combined give us about the same capacity as the Culpeper facility. Back behind me you see 10 hoop houses. We use those hoop houses for storage and for green wall production. I'm standing on top of our test lab. Let me go down so I can show you our test lab. So this lab we built to test roof systems and to develop our purple roof system. Purple roof is a water detention green roof. We feel strongly that the market in North America, the green roof market, is not growing rapidly or not growing at all. So by finding a way to put green on the roof and combine the green with water detention, now we're opening up the market. Now every building can have a potential green roof on it, which functions as a water detention roof as well. So behind me you will see our lab. It's basically a few ocean containers with a whole bunch of computers and irrigation material on it, and there's the roof I was just standing on. Yeah, we strongly believe that's the future of our company. I mean, green roofs are great, but the market is simply too small in North America. So we need to find a way to increase that market. And the only way to increase the market is to make the green roof more functional. Let me show you another little device here showing you what we do, what we are about. So this looks like a big skate ramp. It basically turns a green wall on top into a green roof at the bottom. The top has no soil, obviously. It's 100% mineral wool. In the middle of the slope, it's a combination of mineral wool and soil, and at the bottom it's just a conventional green roof. We were asked to make this mock-up for a project, actually the Kennedy Center in DC, to prove that this can be done. It's the only one that's done like this in North America. We obviously succeeded with the mock-up, and we have succeeded with the project. Again, it's the Kennedy Center in DC as well.
Hey, I'm Joep, Director of Sempergreen Services. Right here we are at Westlight Condos. 7 years ago, the week that I started at Sempergreen, Oscar took me to my first job site, and that was right here. 7 years later, after great care from the maintenance team of Sempergreen Services, this is one of our most beautiful walls here in Washington, DC. So Sempergreen Services, we started doing green roof maintenance about 2-3 years in. We did this first living wall. That's 7 years ago. First wall, 1 a year, maybe 2 a year. And right now we've grown to still doing green roof maintenance, but installing about 10-15 living walls throughout the country every year.
I think this is a very special team. We have a lot of power. That's how I feel it. We all know that this is a tough market in the US, not like Europe, but and also making the planet a bit more green and sustainable. And I think together we can do this. Let's replant the planet. A big thank you and looking forward to the future. Thanks.